to the DKQ Lifestyle Podcast with me, Marcus, and I've just recorded a pod and I didn't even record the sound. I'm vexed. Anyway, we're going to get straight into this because it just demotivates me and I won't do a pod for I don't know how long. But anyway, RTM podcasting again, just like last week. Let's go.
Fucking hope have we got?
So I just think it's just shit, man. That the way they build you up to tear you down,
innit? Yeah.
If you remember a few years ago, Joshua was like, the great hope,
I know.
great British hope, and everyone was like, big up
And for him to do that, he obviously.
I don't even know why the space bar ain't working for me to start and stop the thing. But anyway, this one's about being alone with your thoughts. Leg out.
Just wants to just shut off for a bit.
but that's
Do you
good
get
as
what
well.
I'm saying?
Like, see, that's
Yeah.
actually good to be on your own zone. Not like that, but see in jail, like that's when you're at your highest beam.
I know.
You might not realize it, but that's when you're highest because you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're on your own thoughts. No one can't. No one doesn't. You know what I mean? When
I've
you're
always
on road,
written
you
the
got
best
bare
music.
different
Yeah,
thoughts.
yeah.
Like when you think about in jail, you think I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna do this.
You have
I'm gonna
all your
do
plans,
that.
you have everything.
As soon as you
yeah,
come
yeah.
out, it all your plans, what you thought, is all changing.
No, not for me this time. I know exactly what they're talking about because I've been in jail twice. Went in 24, came out 26, but I was just like, I carried on the same thing really. Do you know what I mean? Like I just thought I didn't really want to, but I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was gonna do. Obviously this time I went in. Clock started ticking over, as I've said millions of times before, and ended up going to the therapeutic community in Dovegate through my boys that I've met in there, trying to get it into my head about it's easy jail going there, and it just turns out to be the best decision I've ever made. But through doing all this therapy, all this talking, things started to click, and just not even talking, like listening at first, listening, and then me starting to talk, and then them questioning me about certain things, and then me answering those questions, and then if I'm close to it, well, they'd repackage what I said, so they'd actively listen and then paraphrase and summarize back to me and make sense of what I've said, which I never knew. And then if I thought I was onto something and I was going down a wrong path with it, they'd be like, well, maybe, and pull me up, and then we go a little bit this way. If we're talking about certain things, they won't let me just keep tangenting on. They'd bring me back to stay on this path. They won't let me tangent on again on another one. They bring me back. So it's learning to stay on the subject and not just go left, right, and centre. So just to talk for talking's sake, almost, it was to stay on the subject. From there, almost, and then just thinking about things and then relaying it back, and if it's right, and then talking about certain things that I struggle with, and then getting advice, and then going out into the world. And when I say the world, I mean like the wing and the jail. Do you know what I mean? Testing out this advice when the occasion arose, and then relaying back like how I felt and this and that. There'd be witnesses there. Oh, I seen that happen. I didn't know that. You look confident and this and that. And then building myself from there. Like, oh, okay, like it is working. I am doing the right things here and there. Like getting praise where praise needed, and getting like not told off, but getting corrected, which feels like you're being told off if you're not doing something right. You feel like you're doing something wrong, but it's not looking at it like that. Changing the perspective on things like that. What else? Then there's going to the library all the time, getting things sent in, buying books, getting books sent in, reading up more, broadening my knowledge on the theory, and then like applying the theory in my life, whether it's with myself or working with others. And then towards the end, what they like you to do, you don't have to, but they like you to be able to write down what you've learned or how you're going to go forward, and they call it a relapse prevention plan. And I'm like a see it and I can do it kind of thing. So whether it's like something physically, like someone talking about these press up knee slaps, I didn't know what I was talking about, never heard of it, couldn't work it out. He showed me, I tried it, did it. Do you know what I mean? Never knew I could even do it. What else? And yeah, so somebody showed me their relapse prevention plan, and I just expanded it, and it kept expanding it. I kept like calling it like a new edition. I had like 14 editions, because I just kept expanding on it. Do you know what I mean? But then I took it a step further and did something called so basically, my relapse prevention plan was to stop a relapse into crime, into doing the thing I was locked up for, which was like a double stabbing kind of thing. So it was looking at all my past, and then like explaining what happened in my past, where I've developed this behaviour and this view of the world, what brought it about on the TC, how it was challenged or how I challenged it, what I did to challenge it, and then what I will continue to do going forward. And it's to continue to do forward, which is the stop the relapse of this crime, or whether that relapse can be like seen as drugs or whatever it may be. Anything negative, any negative behavior. Drug taking is a behavior. Do you know what I mean? Drinking is a behavior. Fighting is a behavior. Whatever. And so it was like looking at my past up until the present, and I decided to take it one step further by doing something called the 7 Pathways, which is looking at, I always fucking struggle to get all 7 out in one go, but let's have a look here. Accommodation, education, training, employment, attitudes, thinking and behavior, finance, benefit, debt, well-being, children, family, community. What's the fucking last one? Substance misuse. So that's kind of like your whole life. So like your 7 pathways into life. And I went through that as well. I went through like accommodation. I went through and how I thought and jobs that I had and why I'd left these jobs and Then I went forward. So it was like based on a bit of the past, what a lot of future, like what I was gonna do. So it solidified these plans. So my plan, I always knew there were 2 like lines of employment for me, which is both are gonna be helping people, and both of these are a passion, and both of these feed into something that fulfills me. So it's not like I'm just getting a job for getting a job sake. I like helping people. So it was either going to be this kind of stuff that I'm doing with the like the peer support, or fitness instructor or personal trainer. It's a similar thing. It's both helping people achieve a goal. So I just knew it was going to be something around that, and it's explaining that, and then putting out my finances, how much things are going to cost, how much I need to wrap my head around that as well, like how much I need to earn. And then just realising, oh, well, you know what I mean? That's another, like I knew I didn't need to shut anyway, because I realised what shutting did, what it fulfilled within me. And the same thing that these helping people jobs, that I'd feel that need. So it's not like I've got this itching, but I do have an itching. It's an itching to fight. That's the itching, but we'll talk about that on the next pod. We won't even get into it on this one. And so basically, I had this plan for time. So when I got off the therapeutic community and went to a different prison, because I'd done the therapy and didn't need to be in that prison no more, because I was a Cat D prison actually, so it needs to be in open conditions. I left with 2 year 5 months before I got released, but didn't get out until the month after, so it was like I did 2.5 years there at the next prison. So I had this plan for 2.5 years what I was going to do. Well, to be honest, I wrote it 6 months before I even come off that wing. So I've had this plan for 3 years that I've actioned when I've got out. So I had this plan for 3 years, and I've been out for 2 years. So 5 years ago, I wrote this plan that I've basically stuck to. And that's what I was saying actually. So looking at my finances and how much I actually need to earn a month, made me think, well, I don't need to shop. So I think I've said it before, like I'm not bothered about expensive clothes no more. That will never happen again. Never happen again. So I'm just not bothered. It doesn't mean anything to me. Do you know what I mean? As long as I'm like that need to be in the best dress to hope, like raise my social standing so I look good and appropriate, like on a royalty level almost, because like tramps don't wear that stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like once I got over that, like my esteem was high enough, have high enough self-esteem to like not be bothered about that. Obviously that's a big thing, like buying expensive clothes, that eats into your fucking wages or your income or whatever. But anyway, just realizing that as long as I've got like clothes to cover my body, that I'm warm, I've got like a place to stay, my bills are covered, food are in the cupboards, everything else, like I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't go out downtown, like that's like just the waste to me. Do you know what I mean? I think I spoke about this before. That's all just a waste, and it doesn't help me in any way, shape or form. Getting drunk doesn't help me. If anything, it's going to hinder me. It slows me down, because the next day I can't function properly. I've lost a day or a bit of a day. Do you know what I mean? Or a bit arsey, and it might affect relationships for a bit longer. But yeah, even though like my burnoutness is making me snappy and that with people around me, and you know what I mean, like so swings and roundabouts, mate. But I'm not knocking anyone that does do that, because they do it whether for fun or whether for coping. Someone said to me a few weeks ago, you know what? I don't care that they're not on drugs now. Class A drugs. They said, listen, I don't care that I took Class A drugs, because if I didn't take them drugs then, I won't be here now. You get it? So they're using that to cope, which we know. We've said this enough. We've read the literature, and we understand ourselves that we take it when we're stressed. Therefore, it's a coping mechanism. We're all fucking getting it, mate. So yeah, so just using that. So, you know, as much as I'm not drawn on about it, I don't fully want to. I don't. It might sound like I'm anti, which I am in a sense, but I understand that people are where they are. They use what they use to cope. But my point is, it's not 100% needed. We can transition over from using that into this. But yeah, without going too far from the point, relapse prevention plan, I'm going to do a fresh one. I don't care. I'm going to publish my 2 that I've done, my relapse prevention plan and my 7 pathways. And I'm going to do a new relapse prevention plan in terms of what I've gone through up until now in terms of the working world and this legit world. Do you know what I mean? What's happened, what's brought it to my attention, how I've coped with it, and what I'll do going forward. Because it's a good thing to have to look at, to remind yourself, that, like I said, it'll keep you grounded, keep you back on track, it'll help you refocus. Anyway.
Now, because you're getting other thoughts.
All the outside noise and all of that, everyone's outside energies and everything.
The thoughts you had were so clean.
My mum always says inside, like, I would do my best, I'll save my money, I'll have plans to do things.
And another thing as well, that's another reason why I'm on my own, because I don't want to hear, not to say people can sway me, because I'm not that sheep no more. I'm not that, like, I'm my own person. Like, that's part of the reason why I say I'm always on my own. I'm not trying to get people's, like, sympathy, like, oh, bless him, he's on his own. It's like, no, I'm on my own because the people that I was around aren't on what I'm on. So it's one of them ones, isn't it? Show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. Like, so on a certain level, everything's bliss. We're cool, but I don't get in passes that people get in. What they do in their leisure time, I don't get involved with that. Like, I don't want to be associated with people that are proper waist deep, you know what I mean, neck deep in this life, in that life, should I say, because it comes onto you in a sense. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be no guilty by association type thing. So, you hear me around there? So I stay away. Because it's just not a world. Like, I don't even want to be, even if they are on what I'm on, but then so one foot's on what I'm on and the other foot's like on the other thing. Like, I don't want to be around it because that life infiltrates this life. You know the ones there? Like, that kind of rob Peter to pay Paul mentality, that like super workaround, which I don't mind workarounds because that's just so it go. But like the super workarounds to where it's almost criminal in a sense, where it's putting it at jeopardy, like just daft stuff for daft stuff's reason, because that's how your brain's geared. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of why I'm on my own, because there's no one that I'm around that's fully on what I'm on. I don't know, because it's almost like, oh, well, they're Marx's friends, so you don't chill around them, so they must be on badness. No, that's not what I'm saying. I just don't inquire. If we're gonna gravitate towards each other at some point because honour's on what I'm on and they're not on the other stuff, then it'll happen. But I'm not gonna inquire about, is this man, it's nothing to do with me, each to their own. Do you know what I mean? And if I ain't done therapy, I be on the same shit. Do you know what I mean? They haven't done therapy, I've done therapy, we're just not on the same level. Do you know what I mean? We're not on the same wavelength. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're just had a different lifestyle for like many years. You know the ones there? Like, so yeah. Fuck's sake.
I like putting things in play. And I come out and I just go, boom. She says, like, I just get overwhelmed with the pressure because I'm just used to being in jail and having that routine of coming out and you get money and you just, like, doing stupid shit. Because you're in jail, like, you think, oh, well, I can't wait to get out of bed. I can't wait to go to this hotel. I've spent hundreds of grand on that, and I can tell anyone there's nothing in.
That is mental. He's trying to say he spent hundreds of grand on hotels. What hotels has he been going to and how many fucking times? I swear it's about fucking 27 or something, and it's like, you done bare jail. Like, what? Did you fucking rent the whole fucking landing out or something, or the whole place? Like, what?
In it, man. Like, what?
iPhone 15 in amount.
I just think they're all scams. I just don't trust none of them.
State of getting out and wanting, going out, party, go to a big restaurant. But I've been doing that every day.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to come to, like, reality. Like, this is the time for me now to come to terms with normal life. Like, accept my position and do my job before I turn in.
But on the other hand, my trap money, like, I was doing the same thing, just eating out, paying, like, buying food for others, taxi here, taxi there, just going out, buying new clothes for the night out, just, You know, spending up the place, buying other people drinks I don't even know, buying some people that I know drinks, giving people that I'm around money to buy their own drinks. Like the man them could come to me for buy their drinks, doing that multiple times. Like it just, one of just goes book, 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 book. At the time I couldn't look at it. Every time I couldn't look, like, obviously I'm looking to get more, but I'm thinking I couldn't count it. I didn't, do you know what I mean? I didn't, because it was going boom, 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 because business had flopped. Do you know what I mean? The way I patterned it wasn't patterning. Like, yeah, do you know what I mean? For it to be patterned the way I patterned it, there needed to be this much sales. That wasn't happening, so it was just, I had to keep, so every time I'm purchasing, allegedly, I'm losing out, and I'm having to put in to purchase more to hopefully, it's hoping it turns around, not changing the business model. It's mad. Allegedly. That's what they tried telling me anyway. Allegedly, someone. What they were doing.
Some fucking old pisshead or something. Because that's the route I'm going to end up going down. They keep partying like this. Do you think any of these people thought it would happen to them?
That's what I tried to tell you. It's expensive to be a waste, man. I know for a fact when I'm sat here saying it, man, I'm thinking, this guy is a madman up his own arse. He's mental. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you can only afford, like, I don't even know what drink to even say. If you can only afford, if you go to like a pub or something, you can only afford a shot of, imagine walking into a pub and they're saying, just give us a shot of Carling Love. Just a little shot, fucking drink that, and walk out. It's not going to cost you much, yeah? And you're not going to be wasted, do you know what I mean? But if you're getting wasted, whether that's just like flat out on ganja. I always talk about ganja because that's what I was, and I was fucked off it. Don't tell me anything about ganja because I was fucked, mentally gone. Do you know what I mean? And just the reliance and the unable to cope with the world I lived in, and it's having to, it's more anyway. If you're flat out on ganja, flat out on drink, flat out on any class A, yeah? You're flat out on any drug, even if it's prescription. It's expensive, it costs. It generally costs the average working class person that I'm around, that we are, like, it's costing bare more than your income. Do you know what I mean? So you're borrowing or, you're thieving or you're trapping or you're this or you're that. Like, you can't, your natural income, your legal income, it can't keep up with it. You can consume more than your wage. You know the ones there. Unless you're the odd person, like, that can consume bare and still got bare off your income. Legit income, do you know what I mean? But that ain't everybody, not in the working class anyway. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's expensive to be a waste. If you're like wasted, it took a lot of money to get you there. And to be honest, it might not even be you. It might be your pals around you that got P, and then they like give you some, and then you're getting hammered with it. But then they leave, and you're not getting that supply no more. Now you've got to like, yeah, man, and it's mental because it's just mental, bruv. It's mental.
No one thinks that it can happen like this overnight. And I'm close.
Yeah, no one thinks it's going to happen to them. No one. Like, I must have put a post up the other day on Instagram saying, listen, some guy put something up about jumped on the roads in like 010 or something, or 11 or whenever it was, yeah. And he should have jumped on a YouTube thing because end of the day, man struggled to make it to 30 to do the mad bummy and that. And that's just how it is. Like, I was even saying to like some of the young guys that I've had on my caseload, that like 18s-ish, like late teens, early 20s. Like, I'm saying, bruv, like, they're all like this and that, and they're trying to give it like larger and that. Like, forget all that. Like, that's dead, bruv. Dead. Like, I'm telling you, look at your oldest from your ends, and you can't tell me that, like, you must have heard stories about your oldest when they was your age or a little bit like older, yeah? Killing it. And then like, look at them all. So you've gone from like a group of like 20 man, or like 20, 30, 40, 50 man from your ends that are killing it at a young age. And at 30, there's just like a handful, a couple here and there. Like, because the rest are just wasted out. Like, whether it's just from partying too much, a girl's mangled their head, they've just done too much jail, they think they can come out and just like pick up where they left off and just go to jail again. They're chilling with youths, they're embroiled in some dead beef that's just going nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, and they're creating more beefs because that's how they make who they are. Like, if they're not in the limelight of beef, then there's just no point in them living, in a sense, in their own minds, because that's what makes them them. Do you know what I mean? Like, who are you talking to? Like, every time. And as you get older, you're just clashing with more younger people. Like a dickhead. Like an absolute divvy. Do you know what I mean? Like, forget all that. That's mental. But yeah, so it's better to just not even get on it. Don't even get on that lifestyle because it's just dead. It's just wash. Like, it's time that us, my generation, get these. We need to educate ourselves a bit as a mass. If everyone my age was just educated to death in terms of like people's learning styles and teaching styles, yeah, and then what jobs like kind of pay well, not kind of, what jobs pay well that need no qualification and what jobs pay well that need minimal qualification, and then gearing these things like basically conditioning our kids rather than just letting them grow up willy-nilly, let them do what they fucking want. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if it's just bitting and batting so that they're just geared towards this type of work. So it's like, oh, boom, what do you want to do? I want to be a fireman. This person, you know what I mean, this kid, this man, this woman, or this boy, girl, whatever, has been doing similar things all the time. They've been like caring for people, they've been reaching out for people, looking after people, they've been still on the fitness, and it's like, bam, going straight into that, like, do you know what I mean? Like, boom, you want to be a foreman. I think you've already taught them about plans, blueprints, like how the things work out, like different sections of things. So when they look at it, they're not just looking at like a construction site. When they look at a construction site, just walking past, they can see that then people do that, then people do that, then people do that. You know, different brands of like finger. This is where we need to be. This is where what's really going on in the world. This is us utilizing the capitalistic world that we live in. You know I'm going to go on to conspiracies instead of watching fucking conspiracies, doing fuck all about it, except chatting fucking shit about it. Do you know what I mean? It proper winds me up. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me started on the crystals. No, the crystals are cool because people are self-developing, doing their self-development off that. So I'm on self-development. That's just a joke. But as for the conspiracy thing, it's just conversation. It's just chatting for chatting's sake, and it's just chatting so much that like we're just 36 now, and then we're just gonna keep chatting, and we're gonna be 50, and we're just gonna keep chatting, and what's happened, and whatever it said was gonna happen has happened, and now we're trapped now, debt slaves, fucking. I've got mental. I apologise.
To that, so yeah, man, that's why I'm here to this. I'm fixing up.
Before I forget,
big up Jordan McCann, RTM Records, Young
DM,
Spray, Ice Cream.
from the Sikh youth group or something. I'm sure.
Right, we're gone. Big up the Sikhs. So yeah, that would be a nice plan if we could all do that. Do you know what I mean? It starts somewhere. We can't always expect somebody else to do it. Like, it's just always, it's mental to me, like what they say about the schools and that. Like, no, well, homeschool your kids. You know what I mean? I'm going mad again. Hopefully at some point I see something that I can put on that'll reiterate my point. You know, the ones there. But like, don't, like, come on. Do you know what I mean? Like, these ways and means now. It's 2023. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. That's the end of the pod. If you liked it, you know, click the thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe. You're all big people. You're all my people. We're all one. It's all about helping, elevating. Comment, cuss me, tell me what I go on, or give me the feedback that I need to learn. Do you know what I mean? If you don't tell me, I won't know. That's what feedback's about. Big up yourselves.